Hello drummers! Today we're going to talk about finger control. It's a super important technique if you want to level up your speed and control, because I know for me learning to use all of my fingers has been a game changer with my control, and that's for pretty much playing anything, not just open hand French grip stuff, but it also really helps with push-pull technique in the pulling part. And this has helped me so much with speeding up and staying relaxed. So let's check this technique out and some exercises that we can do to make it really solid. So let's look at the grip while we're playing it. It's good to have your hand in a nice, loose, relaxed and natural position as much as possible. So I'll have my thumb slightly in front of the index finger, so that way I can use it to push the stick as well. It doesn't just have to sit there as a fulcrum point. So we launch into this technique by dropping the arm or the wrist, and then the thumb just stays on top of the stick to prevent it from flying away. And when the stick rebounds, we want to open our fingers up with the stick, so not too late and preventing the stick from rebounding as much as it can, but also not too early and losing contact with the stick either. So it's not really a grip anymore when we're in this position. Try to think of the stick just kind of flying in the air while the thumb stays on top of it just to stop it from moving. So we're not really grabbing the stick in this position. Then when we want to stop playing, we can just pull up out of the motion and then grab the stick again. So try to keep your hand as open as possible when you're doing this. And that'll help you to keep your hand relaxed. And it's really important to stay as relaxed as you can when you're doing this. So if you have some tension in your hand while you are practicing it, spend some time practicing this at slower speeds. And then only speed back up when you've found a way to do it really relaxed. So of course, if finger control is new to you, it's going to take some time for your body to become familiar with this. But it's really worth it in the long run, because once you develop this to a high level, you can play some really fast, loud things with it, and it doesn't really take any effort. So stick with practicing this, even if it takes some time to really get it down. The future you is going to thank you for it. So there are a lot of little details to focus on when we're practicing these motions, and it can be hard to understand the exact things to focus on. And I know for me it took quite a long time to figure out the best ways to observe my own technique and figure out all of the little things that I needed to work on. I've gotten to a stage now where I've done a whole lot of this figuring out part, so I have quite a deep understanding of the best ways to practice this stuff, and it would have literally saved me years if I had a teacher who was there to observe my technique one-on-one so that I could get better at it in the fastest time. And I know from experience going on YouTube and looking at all of these tutorial videos, these are great, but only really to a point. And this learning process can be sped up so much if you have a good teacher there, one-on-one, to look at everything you're doing and point out things that you might not have noticed yourself. So I want to extend an invitation. I would love to help you guys personally to get better at this stuff. So I've got a link down there in the description. If you want my personal help with this, you can book a call with me. We can have a chat about your drumming, where you're at the moment, what sort of things you might be struggling with, and your goals, where you want to get to, and we can figure out whether we would be a good fit to work together. So click that link down there if you want my personal help. So now I'm going to show you an exercise that's really helpful for getting your body used to these finger motions. We're just going to be practicing with one finger at a time. So starting with the right hand, you'll drop down into position to play these motions, and then try to keep the stick bouncing using only your index finger, and then we'll do it again with the middle finger. For the middle finger part, I find that it's helpful to practice this in a few ways. We can leave the index finger connected, but trying not to use the index finger to bounce the stick, and only the middle finger. Or we can use both of our fingers to bounce the stick. Or we can remove the index finger, which helps us to understand if we are using only our middle finger, and to make sure the index finger isn't participating in this part of the exercise. Then we can put the index finger back on there and try to only bounce the stick with our ring finger, and then the pinky finger. and we'll repeat this on the left hand. Another good way to go through this routine is to begin with the index finger and then add the middle finger. So we're doing both fingers. And then add the ring, so we'll use 3 fingers. And then we add the pinky finger to use all 4 fingers. All of these options are great. So try the routine and try to figure out which things are the best for you to work on at the stage that you're currently at, and stick with those things. So I'm going to demonstrate this exercise routine at 100 beats per minute. Don't worry if you can't play at this tempo yet. Maybe you can also try it at 60 BPM or try it even slower than that without a metronome if you're not used to it yet. And really focus on getting the motions consistent. If you stick with practicing this routine every day, it won't take long before you notice a really big difference in the way you play. And it's really worth it in the long run. I know it's boring doing exercises like this, but it's a really important exercise if you want to speed up your hands and get more control. So if you want, you can bookmark this video and actually come back and do this regularly. So let's get into it. 8 note count in. Right hand. Index finger. 2. 3. 4. Middle finger. 2. 3. 4. Ring finger. 2. 3. 4. Pinky finger. 2. 3. 4. Left hand. Index finger. 2. 3. 4. Middle finger. 2. 3. 4. Ring finger. 2. 3. 4. Pinky finger. 2. 3. 4. Right hand. Index finger. 2. 3. 4. Middle finger. 2. 3. 4. Ring finger. 2. 3. 4. Pinky finger. 2, 3, 4. Left hand. Index finger. 2, 3, 4. Middle finger. 2, 3, 4. Ring finger. 2, 3, 4. Pinky finger. 2, 3, 4. Good work. Alright, so that wraps it up. Make sure to practice this exercise regularly, do it every day if you can, and you'll notice a really big difference in your drumming. Again, if you want my personal help with your drumming journey, you can click the link down in the description, book a call, and we can see if we would be a good fit to work together. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.